Imagine going to work and getting called derogatory names, harassed, and threatened on the job.
Well, that's what one man who works in manual labor here in Southwest Virginia alleges in his lawsuit, seeking $5 million in damages.
10 News reporter Duke Carter spoke with the man who claims the work environment was not safe.
Everybody got families to take care of, and I hate that this situation is happening for everybody involved.
Adrian Mitchell was a plumbing apprentice in August of 2021 for Southern Air, a company based out of Lynchburg. His goal for taking the apprenticeship is creating a better life for himself.
I moved from North Carolina to Lynchburg just for the sole purpose of that job.
But Mitchell claims the dream job became a nightmare. In this lawsuit filed, Mitchell claims he was harassed. He claims his supervisors, who are white, used derogatory terms like porch monkey in September 2021.
Working with a guy named Troy, and a guy at Bo came in, and he had made a comment about him having a new employee, and he was like, yeah, I got me a porch monkey. You should see the way he climbed the ladder. I was on the other side of the adjacent wall, and I heard it.
In a sworn statement 10 News obtained, Mitchell claims derogatory names his supervisors used include yard apes and the N-word. Mitchell claims he reported it to Human Resources, which then led to him being transferred. Mitchell also alleges in his complaint around September 30th, 2021, he was attempting to fit a pipe at a work site. Mitchell claims the site supervisors critiqued him, called him an imbecile, and threatened to hunt down and shoot him in the head.
Because he can find out where I live, that I wasn't from the area. They knew I was from out of town, and he said that they would hunt me down.
Mitchell alleges he was transferred again to another job site 45 minutes away after informing Human Resources. Southern Air's response to the complaint claims that it was closer to Mitchell's home and higher point. Mitchell alleges the harassment stopped until a site supervisor was injured in mid-October of 21. It's alleged he was transferred back to the original site supervisor who used racial slurs.
And they told me to go report with him, and if I didn't report, they would take that as a no-call, no-show. I know the work environment that they're trying to put me into. I knew it was uncomfortable. I knew I didn't feel safe for my life.
In his lawsuit, Mitchell alleges that he did not return to work on November 6th due to the intolerable working conditions and was discharged by Southern Air. Southern Air denies allegations about a no-call, no-show. Court documents allege Southern Air offered Mitchell the opportunity to work on a new project and claims that if Mitchell did not return to work, Southern Air would have no alternative than to consider him resigned based on the abandonment of the position.
It is so disturbing.
Mitchell hired attorney Tommy Strucker, who is suing Southern Air on his behalf. In his lawsuit, Mitchell alleges that Southern Air illegally terminated Mitchell and created a hostile work environment.
The way in which Mr. Mitchell was treated, you might think this was 1822.
Southern Air filed an answer to Mitchell's complaint, denying all allegation of misconduct and wrongdoing. One statement from Southern Air's answer that caught Strucker's eye, their claim that Mitchell did not convey any of the alleged statements or threats to inflict bodily harm to company staff.
We had numerous text messages that Mr. Mitchell was smart enough to retain.
Mitchell swore the text messages to Southern Air are authentic, and Southern Air produced a copy during litigation. The first message Mitchell said to Southern Air management, "I did. Once Tim got out the vehicle, he proceeded to insult me and say I was a snitch, and that if anything happened to his job, he would kill my," followed by, "Do you hear me, boy?" To which Southern Air management responded, "From my understanding, today is the first day threats against your life were brought up. That's what I was referring to." To then, Mitchell responded, "I told Steve the day of it happening via telephone call. He called me back."
I hope this don't happen to nobody else, and nobody else have to go through it.
Reporting, Duke Carter, 10 News, working for you.
Now, in response to the lawsuit, Southern Air sent us an 8-paragraph statement saying, in part, quote, "We want to make clear that there is absolutely no place for racism in our organization. Southern Air is a local business that has been serving this community for 76 years. We are deeply committed to providing an environment where employees from all backgrounds can find success, satisfaction, and even company ownership based upon their demonstrated skill, work ethic, and professionalism." To read the full statement, head to WSLS.com.